Hi there, welcome back to another edition of. It occurs to me that I need a new intro. I think I need to make a new one.
You stole my brain thought because I was thinking the same thing when we were just sitting here watching the intro roll. Some of
Yeah,
that stuff's old.
it is old. Some of that stuff's like a year, well, probably more than a year old.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Gunther was
last year.
last April. So,
Yeah.
no, not April, March, something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, hey, thanks and thanks for coming out. Welcome to another edition of Ranch Talk. I'm Mike.
I'm Erin.
And obviously, this is our Wyoming Life. Thanks to everybody for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. We have some pretty cool things coming up. First of all, Erin's birthday.
Is not today.
It's not today, but it is as close as we can get with a live stream. And I did want to include everybody in on her birthday because she's had a rough couple days, and we'll get into that. But I thought that maybe doing something for her birthday here on the live stream might be, it might boost your spirit because you've been kind of cranky the last couple of days.
We all have not been feeling super great. In fact, she's not running a fever now, but she spent about 18 hours running a fever. We've all just kind of been not feeling great. I think we're all tired,
Yeah, there's that. Grace, when Grace is sick, she becomes like super clingy, and that just goes into the night as well. You put her down in her bed, but it doesn't take long before she's, wanting to be close to somebody, and which I get. And she crawls into bed 2 or 3 times a night. You put her back to bed, she crawls back out, and so yeah, that really limits the sleep. But she is feeling better, so that's a good thing.
Thank you everyone on Facebook that wished me happy birthday. Thank you everyone in the chat. My birthday is actually this weekend.
Yeah, on Sunday is actually Erin's birthday. But I guess we do have a video coming out on Sunday. I could have done something in that, but
I thought ahead of the game.
I thought the interaction might be nice, to actually have you guys here to celebrate her early birthday with us. So
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We have actually they're right here. We have 7 of the Our Wyoming Life t-shirts. Now these are all in extra large, so you don't really have a choice in your size. But yeah, they are extra large is the size. We have 7 of them to give away tonight. And what we're going to do, doing the giveaways during the live stream is kind of tough sometimes. I really do count on our moderators to kind of keep track of things for me. And of course, I call on Matt all the time, and Matt's going to keep track of things for us tonight. Basically, all you have to do to get entered in to win one of these is super chat us for any amount. I don't even know how, can you go down to like 25 cents or something like that?
I think you have to do $1.
Is it $1? So if you super chat $1, we'll get you entered in. We've got 7 of them to give away. And we'll do a little drawing here. Matt will do a little drawing here at the end, and we'll figure out who's going to be the big winners of the extra large Our Wyoming Life t-shirts. Thank you, Tim. You are entered. And also, I did notice there was a super chat that rolled in before we even started. That was from a Rick and Alicia Stelling, and that was $5. Happy birthday, Erin. Congratulations on 40,000. That was the other thing that we're celebrating is hitting 40,000 subscribers, which is pretty amazing to us. I know when we did Farm to Table last year, we were at 3,000.
30, yeah, was it 3?
I think we had just hit 3,000 at the end of August last year. So the growth is amazing, and that's all thanks to you guys. Getting the word out there, and making it happen. Obviously, we put out the videos, so I'll take a little bit of credit. But, it does come down to the community. I think that people get into this because they see how we all kind of gather around each other. Speaking of which, I'm going to remind you a few times throughout the live stream about the t-shirts. But speaking of, sticking together and part of our community, during our last live stream, you guys came out in a huge way. We ended up getting almost, I think it was like $1,300 in super chats. It was ridiculous. Now, YouTube takes their cut of that. But there are ways around that too. If you do want to support us, you can always go to Patreon. They take a lot less money than YouTube does, and they don't take that big of a cut. So,
and we've gotten more stuff in the mail, for the hay fund.
And all of that is going to. I mean, I know there's been some talk, and there's people that the trolls and all that kind of stuff that talk about how we're going to go to Vegas or something. But all that does go right into the hay fund, which is pretty. I mean, it's not going towards anything else. And so when we get hay delivered, and I show a video about hay coming in, you guys are the ones that helped pay for it. So
Yeah.
that is wonderful. So that's some of your hay. So if you want some, you're more than welcome to come up and take a bite if you'd like to try it.
Thank you, Jeanette, for the super chat. And
Yes,
you are entered.
We'll make sure that we get you in there. Being a part of our community, it surprised me also last week. We had Josh, Stony Ridge Farmer, came in.
Yeah, our last live stream.
Yeah. And Josh came in and hung out with us for a little bit. Josh is actually at 91,000. I actually didn't check it today. I checked it the other day. It was 91,000 the other day. His big push right now is he wants to hit 100,000 in 7 days.
Oh wow.
That's what he's going for. So I'm gonna urge everybody to go over to Stony Ridge Farmer, Stony, I think, Ridge Farmer.
I thought there was an E.
There might be an E.
YouTube
will help you with that part. Go over and subscribe. Let's see if we can do our part, because Josh came in and he helped us out with the live stream last week.
Yeah.
Also, part of our community is One Lonely Farmer, and if you don't watch One Lonely Farmer, you should, because he's part of the community. And the fact is that last week, him and his wife had their baby.
Mm-hmm.
Their baby was born at 3 pounds and is currently in the NICU. And so we just wanted to send our thoughts and prayers that way to Wes and his wife, who I cannot remember her name for the life of me. You probably.
No, I don't remember.
So anyway, yeah, we just wanted to send our thoughts and prayers their way. That we are a part of this. If you think about it, on YouTube, the agricultural side of YouTube is very, very small. I told Josh the other day, maybe if more of us got kicked in the nuts, we would probably be a little bit bigger thing. But we're not America's Funniest Home Videos, so.
Oh, it's Teresa is Wes's.
There we go, Teresa. Thank you very much. So we are a small community, and we do have to stick together. And I don't think it's a competition. I'm not in competition with Josh. I'm not in competition with Wes. I think that they feel the same way, that we all are very much in on this together. So we definitely want to make sure that we give those guys the prop. Did you just crack your knuckles?
My hands hurt.
Oh my gosh, you've been out in the garden all day. Yeah.
So. I'm totally gonna have arthritis in my hands when I'm older.
You think so?
Yeah, no, they hurt.
You have carpal tunnel too.
I do have carpal tunnel. Yeah.
But that's not from picking weeds. That's from waitressing.
Yeah, I waitress, but like weeding aggravates them, and so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, that's our plan for tonight. We're going to give away some T-shirts. We've got a mail call tonight with a couple letters that I wanted to feature. That were sent to us. You can always, if you want to get in on the mail call thing, all you have to do is track down a stamp, which I can never find a stamp when I need one.
I have one.
But you can send us mail, and I'm sure the address is down in the description. It's P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717. Our Wyoming Life, obviously, and you can send us mail right there. Oh, Bob is here. All right, yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. How are you? Bob is another one of our moderators, along with Matt tonight. So be sure to thank those guys and tip your waitresses.
Samuel Maxwell said that Stony Ridge is at 92,000.
92. So he's getting up there. Yeah, because I think it was I talked to him. Was it last night? He did a live stream. Was it last night?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I missed it. And yeah, so he's going for that 7-day deal. And
I hope he makes it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
100,000's a big deal on YouTube. You get your silver play button, and
yeah, you get once you hit that 100,000 point. I think from what I've pretty much, that's where YouTube kind of starts to pay attention to what you're doing.
They said that at 10,000.
They did, but they lied.
They lied.
Well, they pay attention. If you've got bulls, they'll pay attention. Otherwise, they're not really paying attention that much to us. So. We have.
I did see a comment that I wanted to answer. Somebody asked how Farm to Table was. Farm to Table is not this Sunday; it is the next Sunday. So we're about 10 days out from Farm to Table. So
yeah, we're still getting ready for it.
Yeah, and we'll make a video about it.
I think we will. And last year, you can go back. Last year, at the end of August, we had a video about, you could search Farm to Table. It probably comes up. But we did a short video about, I think, a 10-minute video or something like that, about Farm to Table. This year is going to be a little bit different. We've got silent auction going on. We've got a different menu, of course. Same caterers.
We have a band.
We're gonna have a band, which
so
that I got to get clearance for. How am I gonna do? How am I gonna video when there's a band? What if they play a song and then all of a sudden I've got copyright infringement on me or something?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to figure that one out.
It's just
Like,
demonetized.
shush. Shut off the band.
They're just playing in the beginning when we're like everyone's walking through the gardens and mingling and stuff.
Right.
So.
Gotcha. Thanks, Buff Ranch AB. I got to figure out
you.
what that name really is. It is Buffalo Ranch, Alberta?
Is
You're gonna
it
have to-
Buffalo Ranch or like Buff Ranch, like you ranch in the nude?
That could be dangerous. Stay away from barbed wire. Yeah,
That's funny.
that kind of threw me off. So I don't know where I'm going now. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this. It is Erin's birthday's coming up this weekend, and you have had a rough week.
Do you want to answer some questions?
We could
Before we
answer
talk
some
about my rough
questions.
week?
Yeah, and then we'll get into your rough week.
Okay, let's ease into it.
Erin doesn't even want to talk about it, I can tell. So,
Uh,
Lee Sullivan, moving to Gillette, Wyoming. What part of Wyoming are you in? We are south of Gillette,
South of
Wyoming.
Gillette.
So we will be neighbors in some ways. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people moving in Gillette here.
Is there?
I've seen that somebody who was talking. I think Gary and I were talking about. There's been like some sort of influx going on.
That's what happens with Gillette.
Yeah, it goes through streaks like that.
No, I'm not going to sing with the band, Arden. No.
I
sorry.
might. That might be fun to do. I could do it.
Okay.
I haven't sang with a band in a long time though. So Jesus, $2. You're entered into to get into that T-shirt pool. I'm a local sub. Mail Erin's cake to us. We've had so many people
I
that
can't.
want your food, man. It's crazy. I think that if we just wanted to quit farmers market, if we could figure out how to sell everything online, we would have it made.
I mean,
But-
it's yeah, you can ship cakes and stuff. Because we home produce, which is allowed with the Wyoming Food Freedom Act, that we can make stuff in our home kitchen uninspected, unregulated, unlicensed. I can sell at farmers market direct to the consumer. I can't ship it across state lines. If you live in Wyoming, I could ship it to you in Wyoming, but I can't ship outside of Wyoming. So, I mean, hopefully one day we might extend into a commercial kitchen, and yeah, maybe we'll do cake.
Money.
Yeah, it costs more money. So
You can't make like your household kitchen a commercial
no,
kitchen. You have to
no.
go build another
yeah.
room with a kitchen in it, basically.
We could add it on to, like, the garage could be made into a kitchen, but then we wouldn't have a garage. And I love the garage in the wintertime with the kids. So,
That's what
yeah, it has to be a totally separate room. And, you know, you have to have sinks and a certain dishwasher and hand washing station and, you know,
There's rules, man.
rules, lots of rules.
Another super chat from Christy Dunham. Christy
Thank you.
she came up during branding, and we met Christy. They were on their way up to mine it, I think. They
Yeah.
stopped by. They brought me some dry erase markers for the project list, and we got to hang out a little bit. And any chance of extending your farmers market just one more week? This actually may happen because a lot of times we end up extending when farmers market ends. We do like another one in a week or two out here.
We've just done it once, and it was just because we had such a nice fall, and I still had tons of produce left. We end the second week in October. I think we took a week off, and then we did one at the ranch. It will just depend on the fall. I guarantee I will not talk the other vendors into extending one more week.
No, they're done. You can't even get them to extend a half an hour a day. I mean, come on.
No.
Erin got into it with other vendors because we used to be open until 1. And then they said, well, we want to be done at noon for some reason. And then you guys compromised.
The board compromised and said 12:30.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, they definitely won't go another week. So
Yeah. It's I don't know how you deal with farmers market and that many people. You know, like cows can be mouthy, but I can, just leave them alone. You have to deal with some people that I could never deal with in my entire life.
But, 95% of my vendors, well, all of my vendors are really good.
You have your
There's-
moments.
There's a few that like to push buttons, and that's okay. So,
Yeah, that's
all
fine.
right, any more
Okay.
questions?
I saw a couple in there. There was, I think I'm
think you
actually
need to scroll
scrolled.
down.
I need to scroll down. Scott Mailer is in for the t-shirts as
Scott.
well as Trevor Buckler, and Degeneria 2. Just
Thank
because.
you.
Well, we'll get you in. Just because we'll get you in on that drawing for those t-shirts, and hopefully an extra large pitch in. If it doesn't, then you can. What
do you
can
want
you
to
do?
explain why we have extra large T-shirts and only extra large?
Why do we only have extra large t-shirts?
Way back, like I don't know. Shortly after we started the channel, we were like, we're gonna sell T-shirts, so we ordered 50 T-shirts or something.
We did.
And so if you supported us, I think we did it when we started Patreon.
We did it because in Patreon, if you support us for that $20 mark, you get a free T-shirt, right? And at that time, we didn't have T-shirts available anywhere else, so we got a hold of this company that made us T-shirts for a ridiculous amount of money, and we ended up sending those T-shirts off to our
so
Patreon
we
folks.
bought a bunch of T-shirts, had inventory. We're cleaning out the inventory because now you can get them on Amazon. And actually, if you support us on, if you do the Patreon thing, we just ship from Amazon.
Yeah, we drop ship from Amazon. It's easier because they have all the sizes too.
Yeah.
You know, like we could only, I think we bought medium, large, and extra large. And then, you know, if people want a small, it's like, well, wash the medium a couple times. I don't know. But yeah, you can get youth sizes and everything on Amazon now. So that's a good thing.
So we're cleaning out the closet.
Yes. Yeah, we're cleaning out the closet. I need extra large. See, there you go. So that works out well. All right, let's answer a couple more here, and then we'll get into your issue, your issues of the week.
What's in your glass?
This would tonight. I'm actually high end tonight. I feel like I'm high end. I ran out of my cheap stuff, so this is actually Crown and bubbly stuff. 7-Up or something that I put in it.
So fancy.
It is so fancy.
I have Crystal Light.
She joked last week about having vodka in it.
And, no, it's just water.
And somebody said, you could tell Erin was drunk. And I said, I think she was just tired. But I don't know, is there a thing on YouTube that you can't drink during live streams? Are we going to get busted for that?
Aren't we grown-ups?
I don't know. Are we? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I don't feel like it.
I was going to say something. Oh, Thursdays right now is my vegetable washing day for farmers market. So I'm tired. It's a long day on Thursday. So yeah, until farmers market is over, Thursdays are kind of rough. Even today, we're like, why did we consider farmers market when we set our schedule for YouTube? No, we
Probably
didn't.
We don't consider much. We even, we have the podcast that comes out on a Friday morning, and you can listen to that on FM or on Anchor FM, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. But we usually have to record that way earlier in the week just because we run out of time as we're coming up on Fridays. So.
I did see one real quick from Biggin. Tammy and Dave want to know if there are any tickets left for Farm to Table. Yes, there are about 15 tickets left for Farm to Table. So if you're in the Gillette area or you want to travel to Gillette the 26th at 4 p.m., you can come to Farm to Table. Send us an email. I'll get you some tickets.
There's a $250 super chat for being so cool. I pretty much should just send you 7 T-shirts. Thank you, Zoe Records.
Thank you. That's insane. Thank you so much.
That is crazy. I hate it when it's great when things like that happen, but man, it's like finding a skunk underneath a piece of plywood. It just throws off you're just like, what? Oh my,
that's too much.
It's just amazing. But yes, thank you very much.
We super appreciate that.
Rod and Alicia Stelling listen to our podcast all the time. You can applaud it on the Anchor app, and I always whenever somebody applauds it, it sends me a message on my phone and says, hey, this person just applauded your podcast. So then I get a little a little boost out of it, and I walk a little faster, and it makes me feel good. But the podcast isn't really super popular, but it's something that we do. It's almost for ourselves at this point. It's like our chance to sit down. We talk about whatever, and it's Erin and I come in from the end of the day. Sometimes we haven't seen each other much throughout the day, so we catch up on our day. We talk about the issues that we're dealing with. A couple weeks ago, I showed the kids. We were watching Ghostbusters, which apparently was a horrible idea. I traumatized the kids. We talked about that. Erin called me a bad dad, took away my Dad of the Year trophy, said I had to earn it back.
That was a rough night trying to get Grace back to sleep after Ghostbusters. And she said, what did she say? That dog was just really freaky.
Yeah, that dog was freaky, man. Yeah. So.
Poor Grace, man. She's had a rough couple of weeks, too.
She has.
Ghostbusters. She had to get shots for kindergarten. She got a haircut. She likes her haircut, though.
Yeah. She looks good.
She has fever.
Mm-hmm. It's just been a rough week.
She threw up. Yeah.
She had her birthday.
Well, that
She's
was
a year older now.
Oh, she's
like my life's just flying away in front of my eyes. 5 years old. But hey, Yeah, a lot of people thought that it was a rattlesnake underneath there. If it would have been a rattlesnake, I actually probably would have went and tried to get some video of it.
Oh yeah.
With skunk,
That's
I could have
great.
taken a stick and lifted it up. I
Oh,
probably would have figured
great.
it out. With skunks, there was no way I was going to lift that board up and see what was underneath there. So
Yeah, it was 2 skunks. Is what?
is that what it was?
Yeah, what surprised me was 2 skunks.
Yeah.
Not babies. Not. They were medium
Medium
size.
They weren't the XL skunks. They were
No,
just the medium
adult skunks are really quite big, like a really big, like a tomcat. Wouldn't
They
you
are.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Our cats too, the barn cats, they think skunks are cats.
I
So
think they're fine.
they let them come in and they hang out together. It's stupid. And so we go through like streaks with different years. One year we'll have a bad skunk year, and next year we'll have a bad raccoon year.
And we have a raccoon too.
Yeah. We have
He
a
did get
raccoon
hit
coming.
there was a raccoon that got hit on the bridge. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that your raccoon?
Well,
You can
maybe. I can
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
We have a raccoon. So, hey, thanks for guys for the super chats. Michael, so bad at last names.
And Eason
Michael.
Davis, really enjoying it. You guys keep it up.
Thank you.
Do you ever have the urge to stop
Stop what?
YouTube?
No.
Social media,
I mean,
podcasts.
like a vacation would be cool.
I do kind of. We skipped one podcast, and I got emails like, "Where
Yeah,
are
we
you
just
guys? What
didn't-
happened?
we just
Why
didn't
did
make
you
it.
stop the podcast? Did you quit them?" And that's kind of my fear too. It's like if I missed a video, there would be my email's already ridiculously full, but it would be even more full. So
You know what I
there's
think
that.
about? Susan and I were talking about this. Gary and Susan are neighbors. Gary does contracting work, so he's got equipment all over the county. And she works for Small Business Developmental Council, SBDC, and we were in her office for farmers market stuff. And this is a long roundabout story. But anyhow, Susan's like, I don't know if something would happen to Gary. She's like, I don't know how I would find all of our stuff.
Because what does that have to do with anything?
Well, but you were talking about how getting your email would go crazy if we stopped.
Oh.
And I told Susan, I was like, I worry about that too. Like if something happened to you, even if you just got hurt and were in the hospital, I don't know how to upload a video.
If I got hurt and I was in the hospital, I guarantee you Erin would bring me in a laptop and a camera
You have to
and say,
upload.
you have to do something. You need to update people. I guarantee you that's what she would
I can do Facebook and Instagram. I don't know how to do a video.
We should learn. I think Kenzie kind of knows how to do a video. She's watched me do it a couple times. She knows how to upload one. I know she knows how to do
I
that.
could probably figure that out. I can't edit a video.
No, I can barely edit a video.
Oh
so.
yeah, barely. Just crap that we're pumping out every week.
If you guys ever stopped, it would be like a relative passing away. That coming
Aw.
from Dennis Scott Brown. That
Thanks, Dennis.
makes me sad.
Mhm.
Kind of in a sad way. But anyway,
We won't stop.
what was Erin jumping for? Matt, that was just 2 skunks.
2 skunks.
Thanks, Jeanette. Those skunks, man. That was crazy.
We talked about it on the podcast. So if you want to hear more about the skunks, but we were talking about it again after the podcast last night, and I was just like, you would not do that. Your reaction would not. I don't know
My
why.
reaction, Erin did the whole arm flailing thing and ran away, and I just kind of stood there and I was like, what is going on? And
I don't know what the arm. It's like my defense
I told you were trying to
mechanism.
take flight. You were trying to fly away.
Uh,
I'm glad
But-
that we had it on video though, because then I could rewind it and play it forward, rewind it and play it forward in slow motion and everything else. That was
but
fun.
my flight or fight instinct is very
Flighty.
flighty. I'm a big flighter.
Uh,
Literally. It looks like I tried to fly. Yeah, but you were much more calm.
If it would have been a snake, would that have been worse
Yeah.
or
Oh,
better? What's
So
better,
much.
skunks or snakes?
I'm not afraid of skunks. I don't want to get sprayed.
Good. Yeah.
They don't scare me per se. They're not rabid. They weren't like trying to attack me. But I was bent over. I didn't want a face full of spray. But I'm deathly terrified of snakes. So I would say if I run into a snake, like a bull snake, because I won't tell the difference between a bull snake and a rattlesnake.
She's not going to look at it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna probably have a heart attack and die on site, and then the snake's gonna eat me, right?
I don't think a rattlesnake is going to eat you. Number one,
I think it
we
would.
don't have any those anacondas or pythons.
I
or
think it
anything
would
here.
eat me. That's my fear.
You're okay.
All right.
All right. Let's talk about the gardens and the weather.
Okay.
Okay. So This, should I just play the video that we
Just
made,
play
or
the
should I
video.
just should I do that? Okay, let's do this. We're gonna play a little video, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and Erin
We'll
can
go from there.
tell you what's going on. Now, what was that there in that last picture? Was that lettuce?
That was lettuce.
What's left of lettuce?
It's small. It's a
It was the stuff you just planted not too long
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
So it's only a couple inches tall, but it's like an inch tall now.
There has been much larger hail in the area than what we got.
Yeah,
obviously.
we have lucked out up until this point.
Yeah, but even that small hail, and this was like marble sized, maybe between pea and marble sized hail.
Yeah.
It when it comes down, and it came down for probably 10 minutes solid with just hail, which usually when we get hail it moves through for pretty fast.
Yeah.
This kind of hung above us, so we had 10 minutes of that pea to marble sized hail, and that really beat the crap out of everything, didn't it?
Yeah, my gardens look really quite horrible right now, and it's not so much that stuff is ruined. Like the rainbow chard looks horrible, but it's like a weed. Just chop it down and it'll come back. The big thing is that farm to table is in. This happened Tuesday night, so farm to table is in 12 days at that point. The gardens have looked just insanely beautiful this year. I don't think I've ever had gardens that have looked so nice, and I was so proud to show them off. And obviously people, all over the whole county got hit with this storm. Like, it was very widespread. And we're not the only. There's been a lot of hail this summer, lots of thunderstorms, lots of hail. So lots of people have dealt with having gardens and trees and stuff hailed on this year. So obviously zucchini looks like it's been hailed on. You can tell that from looking at it. It's just that we're 10 days out from farm to table. 75 people are going to come and look at the gardens, and what was beautiful is now shredded. So everything will come back. Like I picked zucchini today, and like it's dented. It's fine. It's still sellable. I would still eat it. Beets are fine. They're just shredded. Everything though will go into like recovery mode, and so like zucchini will stop blooming and it'll grow new leaves. So it just delays us. Even the beets and stuff will grow new leaves and stuff, and they need leaves for photosynthesis and stuff. The new high tunnel though, the plastic is fine.
It made it just fine, yeah.
And the cucumbers, I showed, like, they just blew over. They didn't get hailed on. The roll-up side was open, but they didn't get any real hail damage or anything, just blown over. So I'm sure they're flipped back over. But yeah, so the plastic did great. High tunnel wind was 46 miles an hour. So, I mean, everything's fine. Just doesn't look.
It's enough it knocks you down a little bit.
It did, yeah. Like, I went out yesterday and like trimmed some stuff and pruned kale and trimmed basil, and my head lettuce looked great, and I trimmed a bunch of that back. And so it's frustrating too, because I want everything perfect for farm to table, and there'll be something that's not. There'll be something on my to-do list that I don't get done, but it just added a whole nother day's worth of work where I didn't get to work on something that I wanted to be working on. So it's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. We move on. And that's kind of what we do anyway. Yeah. I mean, you have to move on. So.
We're not hailed out. And, if this happens early in the season, and your leaves get shredded on your beets, like, you're done, depending on how big your stuff is. So it could be worse. We're fine. We still have stuff to take to farmer's market. It just doesn't look pretty. What was crazy, though, is like it rained for a long time. Quit hailing, but kept raining. So it was late, but it was, I don't know, almost dark by the time I went to go out and take those pictures and stuff. And I pulled around my mom's house and I went and looked at the high tunnel first and checked out the plastic. And then but when I kind of pulled down back there, way before I even went to the big garden, I could smell onions and the dill.
Just because it got beat up
Because
so
it
much.
got beat up. So, like, there was just this overwhelming smell of onions and dill.
Right.
So.
Wes's ears must have been burning.
Uh-huh.
One lonely farmer popped in here I don't know if he's still here or not, but we were talking about you. We just wanted to say congratulations, and we hope that Teresa
Yeah.
and William are doing great, and everything works out great there. So, thanks, Wes, for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you, Wes.
What else were we going to talk about? Well, first of all, we're still doing the T-shirt thing. So if you super chat, you get entered in to win. We have 7 T-shirts to give away. They're all extra large size. But if you do super chat us tonight, we're gonna get your name thrown in a hat, and Matt's hat actually, for a T-shirt to get sent off to you. You can still support us on Patreon and all that kind of stuff. And really all you have to do is super chat $1. You don't have to go crazy because
No.
YouTube does take a big old chunk of things. Not that I don't believe in supporting YouTube, but holy crap, man. we in our last super chat, or last live stream, we had $1,300 in super chats, and between you and me and the fence post, we walked away with like 600 and some odd bucks of that. 712 or something like that. Yeah, it wasn't that much.
We take 30%, which is, that's fine. We need YouTube. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Like, we don't have a video hosting service with an algorithm in our back pocket, so
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So let's answer a few more questions, and we're still going to do mail call tonight. I've got a couple letters from some folks that I'd like to share with you guys. And somebody was asking me about Cowboy Up Auto. I'm not sure why, but Cowboy Up Auto is a car dealership in Gillette. Yeah, we've heard of it. Never bought anything there, though. But, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird questions. Yeah. Hi from Morocco. I'm going to try this name. Lotfi from Morocco.
Hi.
It does amaze me, and then we're going to talk about this in mail call a little bit, like the reach that YouTube does give you, and the fact that there's somebody in Morocco that wants to watch what we're doing in Wyoming blows me away completely. Either that, or I just like to watch 2 people sit on a couch and BS.
I broke my fingernail super short today, so I super glued it. And it's like stuck to my skin, the super glue is.
Have you just run out of things to talk about?
It bugs me. Sorry.
David, thanks for throwing in $5. We'll get your name entered in for that T-shirt. And from Tim Lash, $10. Happy birthday, Erin. You don't look a day over 24.
Thank you.
We get that a lot, actually.
Do you guys want to guess how old I am?
Ooh, that could be a fun game. I don't know what the prize would be. Erin would fly to your house and kick you.
I don't have a prize.
Anybody who guesses over gets a quick kick, maybe. I don't know.
I have a headache. And I'm tired.
See, Matt's going to stick with 29. And,
Right.
honestly, Erin, your age really doesn't, you're not one of those women that's like, I'm 29.9 years old.
No.
I mean, Erin's never been like that.
It is what it is.
Of course, if anybody guesses over 40, she's probably going to get a little pissed, but
68. Thanks. 68. Jeez. I don't look that old, do I?
No. Not at all.
I will be 36 on Sunday.
Right. Erin, did 35 bother you at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
More so that I was like, oh, mid-30s. 40's getting real close. But that's okay. It is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. So.
Careful you don't break a hip. Brian, every time I see...
No, it's arthritis.
Every time I see Brian's name, I always think it's Brian Joker whenever I see it. So you should just change your handle to Brian Joker, because almost everything that comes out of your mouth is worth a chuckle. So that makes more sense to me anyway.
10.
From Keelan Murphy, I had to ask how to pronounce his name, by the way.
Okay.
This one here.
Okay.
It's Keelan.
Oh.
Keelan Murphy. You guys still have the International tractor? We do. We have the International 606. It right now is sitting on flat tires.
It needs tires.
It really needs tires, and hay is more important at this point.
Yeah.
That's why in earlier videos working in the gardens and stuff, we were tilling with the little 450, 445. Usually we use the International for that stuff because it's just that much faster and easier. But
it's a little bigger than the John Deere.
So,
Hay's more important.
Hay is pretty much the priority right now. There's a lot of stuff right now that could be fixed, that would be fixed in a normal year. That's not going to get fixed because hay is a priority.
Well, let's hope for next year.
Yeah. For Big and Rush, when do you guys go to, or when do you go to, Mike, when do you go to Dallas? I can't even read. When do I go to Dallas?
The week after Farm to Table.
Yeah, I'll be in Dallas for 3 or 4 days. Just hanging out. Might go see Dealey Plaza. I don't know what else there is to do in Dallas, but, you know, it'll be fun.
All right. Do a horse video. We get lots of requests for the horses. Horses are kind of our, you talk about this in the podcast even.
Yeah, I mean, we get a ton of requests for horses, and I do show the horses occasionally. You know, I would consider maybe doing like a video about, you know, how we take care of their hooves or something like that. But for me, like, if you think about, like, everybody has that thing that's theirs, that's kind of, you know, your time away from everything else where you can just kind of check out, whether it's playing Xbox or goofing around on the computer or watching TV or whatever else, where you just kind of disappear from the world. And that's the horses for me, really. I always equate it to, you know, if I was going to go out to dinner with a friend of mine, I would never ever bring a camera and say, hey, we're going to record dinner so that I can put it on YouTube. And I kind of have that same, I don't know if this is stupid or not, but I kind of have the same thing with the horses. Like, when I'm with them, it's very much therapeutic for me. It's my time that I don't have to, I kind of just check out. I don't have to think about YouTube. I don't have to think about the ranch, really. I don't have to worry about anything. It's me and Hyro and crazy Bria, and we just kind of do our thing. So that's the main reason there isn't a really horse video. Plus, I'm not really a great horseman. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I'm not the Lone Ranger. I can't even think of a good horseman. But
we don't rodeo.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, when I go out and ride, it's a leisurely thing. It's something to relax and do. And I was over there a couple days ago and doing something, and Hyro came up to the fence, and I kind of climbed up on the fence, jumped on his back a little bit, and we rode around a little bit bareback. And he does, when we don't ride him, he misses us, and it's kind of a mutual thing. So that's really sappy about horses. But from Francisco, $10 that gets you entered in there, and from Mark, is all the rain going to help out at all? No. So with our hay, we need rain in April and May is when we need rain, and we need the right temperatures too. That will actually give us the growth that we need. Once we hit, our growing season is so short that by the time the rain shuts off, I mean, we're done. There's no, you know, even if we got a bunch of rain now, it wouldn't have enough time to grow enough to be worth anything. No. You know, unless we irrigated, which is a whole nother mess that we can't do unless the state approves it. So it's kind of a mess. But yeah.
What all the rain does, though, is keeps the grass green. Like, it's still very green. We haven't had really, the gardens could use some hot weather to recover from the hail damage. It's been really mild for August, just like in the 80s, and it keeps the pastures green. And if it doesn't snow this winter early, it could extend our grazing season. It
could. I mean, we do get the alfalfa obviously grows back, but then you have, you know, issues with alfalfa and letting cows in on alfalfa. You know,
but it'll freeze.
It'll freeze, and then they can eat it. It's so high in protein that it will actually it just moves through them like
they can bloat,
like butter, and they can bloat,
and they love it,
and they'll go crazy on it. So yeah, there's all kinds of issues like that, but.
It could, I mean, depending what happens at the fall. But, I mean, we can get snow in September.
Right. Like, one thing I would really like to do is actually go through and test some different grasses for this area and be able to seed some stuff. We don't have a drill, so if I do go out and seed, I usually have to rent a drill or find somebody who's going to let me borrow one. But what I'd like to do is actually do some testing now of different grasses and stuff like that, and see what will grow here, what won't grow here. Usually what we call is just a prairie mix is we put in a ton of different types of grasses in order to take advantage of different climates and stuff like that. So if we get early rain, there's grasses that like that. If we get late rain, there's grasses that like that. Different temperatures, there might be different grasses that do better in different climates and stuff like that. So that's kind of what
and
we
we are
strive
talking
for.
about maybe putting one field or part of a field or something into a cover crop
Right.
for some soil health stuff. So
Exactly.
we're working on it.
We are working on it. Speaking of haying, we actually right now we are still haying with that rain that we got the other day. I haven't been in the field for the last couple of days, but we're still down a tractor. I've got a tractor that John Deere came over and worked on and broke it worse, and then they took it and they
Is
took
it
it.
ever coming back?
I don't know. I took steers over to Sturgis a few days ago, and I was gonna stop by, but I ran out of time. So and talk to him. But yeah, it's
Did you
still.
see it when you drove by?
I honestly didn't even look. I was just in the zone, man. I was going, but
Gabby, how are the pigs? Good? Eating like pigs?
they are. We took a bunch of. I actually took a video of it, and I didn't get a chance to put it up here for the live stream. But we gave them a bunch of stuff from the garden today, and
they're growing. Like they're gaining weight already. So yeah, they're good. They were very feisty today. Every time I drove by.
They were, yeah.
So we just have a small water for them. Mike's gonna build an automatic water system. The last pigs broke.
They ate the last automatic watering system.
Broke all the watering system. So 3 or 4 times a day, we just go over and fill up a bucket and water them real quick. It just takes a few minutes, and we're both out and about all day long. So just swing over and water the pigs. I think they're used to the sound of the little gator, and
maybe that's what it is.
But so I'm back and forth from the gardens when I pick. Like I take 2 tubs with me. I go fill them up, and then I come back. So every time I drove by there, they would all like hop up and like run around like all crazy, so, like they were getting food. And they didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were feisty today. But they're getting bigger. I'd say they've almost doubled in size.
Somebody asked if cover crops, or that's from Midwest Farms, if cover crops are a fad. They are kind of a new thing that's come out, aren't they? Or
I think they're I don't know a lot about cover crops. Like, we're just kind of starting to learn. I think they're an alternate way to improve your soil health without having to till and turn over soil, and
the basic purpose is to plant a different crop that's going to inject different nutrients into your soil, and then you're going to come back and some people don't even harvest it, they just come back and chop it up.
You can graze it. The stuff that we've talked about doing, like we would graze it, and then it dies, and then you go back in and it's all annual crops, so it's going to die when it freezes, and then the next spring you would go back in. Well, you'd put them in cover crops for 2 to 3 years, and then you would just go back in and no-till drill your grass, alfalfa, prairie mix.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think they're a fad. I think, from the horticulture side of things, I think it's, I'm all about soil and soil health and stuff, and I think it's a great way to really improve your soil. Without just putting a bunch of fertilizer and chemicals on the ground. So.
Yeah. And, everything's different environments, what works in, for Wes in New Jersey may not work here for us. Yeah. And I mean, there's just so many different issues that you have to deal with. But Nick asked which tractor's down. The 6420 is the one that we're still having the issues with. We had a hydraulic overheat. The hydraulic fluid was overheating on it, and John Deere came over and tried to fix it, and what they tried to fix made it a lot worse. So they came over with a trailer and they took it back to the shop, and they're working on it now. So yeah, we're down to 2 tractors, so I'm playing musical implements, and it's a giant pain.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys are all right. The comments about cover crops and stuff, attract nitrogen, fix nitrogen, till in the mass. A lot of the stuff that we looked at would have, your root mass would be very beneficial to your soil, nitrogen fixing, and there's a lot of other nutrients that's important to soil health besides just nitrogen. So.
Yeah, and one of the big problems we have here is we have zero topsoil.
Yeah.
And we have really sandy soil. So nutrients, when we do get rain, they move through the soil very, very fast. Alfalfa does great because alfalfa roots go down like 8 feet or 6 feet or something. 6 feet.
3 feet.
3 feet? Whatever. Some ridiculous root structure on this because I'm trying to pull one out. You can't do it.
Can't pull one out. We have one in the yard, and I have some in the high tunnel. Both high tunnels have them. I chopped the crap out of some alfalfa the other day with a hoe, and I had a little angry moment because you cannot dig that crap up.
No, and but the roots are actually going down. They're reaching that stuff that
Yeah.
is washed away from, that the any type of, wheat grass or anything like that
Yeah.
that's going to be able to reach. So
Yeah.
it's a science, and it's
And
more than I know half the
yeah,
time.
and so again about soil health and stuff, the microorganisms that are in the soil, because we don't have a lot of topsoil and stuff, like we got to get those microorganisms to really do their thing. So the cover crops would be beneficial to the microorganisms, which then they take care of your soil for you without having to put a lot of inputs into the soil.
Right, and we've done
Soil's
soil tests and stuff
fascinating.
like that.
Like dirt is
I hate dirt.
amazing.
I don't hate dirt. There's just so much to it, and we've done soil samples and we've done soil tests and stuff like that. And the big problem is it is so sandy. So how do you keep those nutrients in that sandy soil? And it just doesn't wash right through.
We add biomass.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. And when you do that, in your gardens, that's relatively easy.
Yeah.
I have to do it on 500 acres.
And it takes it'll take a hayfield out of production. And
Right.
by the time we get you only do one at a time is what's being recommended to us. By the time we get through all of them, it's time to start over. So it essentially takes 60 to 80 acres out of production every year.
Right.
So, which is fine. We can make up the difference, and you'd still have forage off of it.
Yeah, I mean, we can still graze it.
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
a lot of, there's fodder systems. I've had a lot of people come at me with fodder systems, and I've looked at fodder systems, which
Cost money.
cost money first of all, and you have to feed 150 cows off a fodder system. I mean, it's a supplement system, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit interesting.
It's not
to do
like
as well. So
I would love fodder for like the chickens and the pigs and stuff, like in the winter to get them like
That'd be
green
cool.
grass and stuff. But it would be like I grow one tray of fodder.
Mhm.
And if you don't know, fodder is like barley sprouts and stuff. It's a 7-day turnaround. You seed every day, so you feed a tray every day or whatever, and it's this kind of like a hydroponics type system underneath grow lights. We'd have to have massive amount of space, heat needs heat to grow, and tons of water. And how do you transport fodder for 150 cows?
I don't know.
It's different than feed. Like I would love it for the chickens, but it would be like I'd take them like a flake every day. So,
Yeah.
but there are people that feed cows primarily on a fodder system. It can be done.
Mhm.
Just costs money.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Where do you buy good alfalfa? That's a darn good question. Look for irrigated land. That's probably the best way to do it. And if you're going to buy good alfalfa, look for early cuttings.
Well,
Second cutting.
second or third or.
Well, yeah, it depends on how many cuttings they get. Yeah, because that first cutting is not going to be as great. So that fourth cutting alfalfa is the stuff that's the
super high in protein.
Super high protein.
Yeah, second, third, fourth. Protein increases each time because the plants don't get as tall. First cutting it grows really fast, not a lot of protein, right?
Yeah.
We're not alfalfa farmers.
No, it is, and we don't get multiple cuttings either. I mean, I cut 70 acres and got 30 some bales off of 70 acres. So I mean, that's pretty dismal at this point. And we won't get a second cutting on it. So
yeah, we buy alfalfa out of Lake Torrington.
Yeah, where it's irrigated.
Yeah, and Spearfish has a lot of Spearfish, South Dakota has irrigated alfalfa fields too. So
exactly. So yeah, if you look around, you can find it. Let's do mail call really quick. How's that sound? Because we usually go until about 8 o'clock, and we're almost there. So why don't we do mail call? Is that okay with you, or do you have a plan here? Do you have a plan of attack? No, you do not.
Do I ever have a plan?
I can figure out how to make this work. Well, that was dumb. I missed it. Hold on, let me do that again. I pushed the button too slow. No, that didn't work. Why is this thing being crazy on me?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to play the mail call intro. This is definitely not a Hollywood production, folks. But thanks for hanging out with us anyway. Through mail call, we have a P.O. Box, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717. And you can send us whatever you'd like. Some people send food, which is cool. Food is good. Food that goes in the tractor is even better. Bubbles, Eric, always sends me like he sent the Reese's Pieces for the tractor
yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, that's great. One thing that we always, that is interesting about ranching and farming is the fact that we're all getting older, and so there's other generations coming up. And I actually had a very long conversation this morning. I don't know if I can really talk about it, but with a company that was talking about the future of ranching and stuff like that, and how we can help with those situations. So we got a letter here from
Are you gonna summarize?
Dominic. Well, yeah, kind of. Dominic in Parker, Colorado, and he just wanted to say thank you for making videos all about ranching. I've enjoyed learning about the work that it takes to run a ranch. I am 14 years old and just starting to learn a bit about ranching thanks to your channel. Go watch other channels too, because there's people that actually know what they're talking about. I really appreciate the clear and concise way that you explain. This is kind of tooting my own horn, so I'm going to skip down. This kid kind of toots my horn all the way through it. Thank you for giving 110% every day. So, I mean, there is, that younger demographic that is interested in ranching. I do feel bad because it's so hard to get into. Because there is such. I always say I wish it was as easy to get an ag loan as it is to get a student loan.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could go get an ag loan and say, hey, I want to learn about, but you're not obviously going to college, but if it was that easy, there would be a lot more people getting into agriculture.
Yeah. Well,
I think there would be.
It's such a huge amount of debt that you have to take on.
Right.
It's really hard.
Speaking of, I'm going to interrupt mail call here really quick. Ethan is really on a kick here about you doing a kitchen tour, a tour of the house, a look at your day and night routine.
I did a video of my routine, my day, in the life. Thank you, Rancher Rena, for the super chat.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it was just a couple of weeks ago. You can see kind of what a typical week, well, it was last Thursday, what a typical day looks like for me right now with farmers market and that type of. I would love to show you the house. It's kind of messy.
We actually had during your when you did your day in the life video, and I can't remember the gal's name, but she commented, and she said, "I appreciate the fact that your house is not meticulously clean."
I gave up that ship a long time ago. Like that ship sailed. Like when we had kids, like it's gone.
But I mean, the fact, there is that, we would clean up, if you knew that cameras were coming in the house, you would clean up the house.
Yeah.
We really didn't that time. And that was
okay. So we do have somebody that comes in once a week and cleans the house.
During the summer.
This is a relatively new thing, and it's just like I cannot deal with. I don't have time right now.
She comes in and cleans the house, but we have to clean the house before she gets here.
Well, we have to pick up the toys. I love the kids that they love toys, and Christmas is super easy. It's more like, what toys are we not going to get because they want all the toys. Somewhat looking forward to when toys are not spread all over the house.
So when they're older, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
When there's not toys anymore. All right, let's get back to mail call because we totally got sidetracked there by Ethan. Thanks, Ethan. This is kind of this is all the way from Australia. This is our very first Australian mail call letter. First of all, the paper is ridiculous. I don't know if they have I don't know if they have a different paper in Australia. I know they have different money. Now I'm going to show you this because I'm not going to spend this, but.
Where are you going to spend it?
I can't probably, but this particular person sent us a $10 Australian bill. This is about one of the cool. I collect like old money. I've got like $18.99 bills and things like that.
Hold it up to the camera.
I'm looking at it myself. I'm admiring it.
It's very
paying
pretty.
it its due. This is stupid because I know every Australian is like, that is the dumbest thing. Why are you looking at that?
It's see-through.
It is. It is see-through. It is literally like cellophane.
In the middle.
And over here on the side, I have never seen an Australian
Well, we don't get out very much.
No, we don't. And we definitely don't get to Australia. If somebody handed me this in change, though, I'd be like, put your Monopoly money away. But
other countries have such pretty money, and our money is not pretty.
Like polished turd. Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. He sent me a $10 bill, and really not, it's kind of like a souvenir thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But
Thank you.
His name is Luke. He lives in Australia. He lives north of Sydney. I'm going to really paraphrase this one. Just wanted to thank us. he
He was
aspired.
in Canada.
Yeah, he was aspiring to be a farmer when he was a teenager. However, the reality of the cost of acquiring my own place led me into a career in coal mining instead. They have coal mining in Australia.
We have lots of coal mining in Campbell County also.
We do. A lot of people live vicariously through us, I think, and I think that's really cool that people that wanted to be a farmer or wanted to be a rancher, and they can come and do it through us. I visited the USA a few years ago, LA, Seattle, Vancouver, and this paper is ridiculous. This is like cardboard.
It's like fancy paper.
Yeah, exactly. It's very fancy. You just say, I will eventually become a subscriber. I'm just not good with technology. I can help you out with that, Luke. I'll teach you how to do that. You're watching it on YouTube. You're halfway there. But he's watching it on his phone. So you can subscribe on your phone. They'll catch it.
That's cool. Just keep watching. You don't have to subscribe.
Yeah, I put $10 Australian, just a souvenir from one of your Australian friends. We do have a lot of viewers from Australia.
Yeah.
And they comment. People in Australia love to talk.
And they comment, obviously time zone, huge difference. So we wake up to a lot of, we can tell when Australia is really, like when a video is doing well in Australia. We'll wake up to a lot of Australian comments.
But we don't get that much good day, mate. Or, shrimp on the
barbie. A little bit
no,
matey. Matey.
We get mate stuff. That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's what I want, man. Can you tell I was a kid of the '80s? Yeah, this is what got me though, and this is the whole thing about Luke's letter. Thanks again for your great YouTube videos. That's you're welcome. You guys restore my faith in humanity.
That's too much pressure, man.
that's something I never ever would have thought anybody would ever say about what I do.
Thank you.
That restores anybody's faith in humanity.
It's too much pressure, though.
We do get a lot of the whole, you guys are real. You guys are doing, you guys put out your real life, whatever else. And that's just who we are, though. I don't think that's. Let me put it this way: if it makes you feel better, awesome. Take that and run with it. But I mean, that's just who we are. So that's how it works. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luke. That's the, oh, wait a minute. Somebody said close to a Canadian 10 spot. Is it really? It might be. It actually, I wouldn't surprise me. But it's a little bit smaller than a dollar bill, too.
I remember the first time I went to Canada. And they have goofy money in Canada, too.
They have different money.
Goofy.
They do have the
loony and the toonie. I was like, what is all this? I didn't understand the $2 coin thing. That was just strange.
We have $2 bills.
They're a mythical thing.
I had a $2 bill. I went to Walmart and I gave it to the gal at Walmart, and she did that pen thing on it.
Oh, on the $2 bill.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you doing?"
The highlighter.
Yeah, no, the thing where they check to see if it's fake.
Yeah, it's like a highlighter.
Whatever
it's not a highlighter.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rule the world by printing off $2 bills." I mean,
remember they tried to do the Susan B. Anthony gold coins?
Yeah, and that didn't really work.
Flops.
Kids collect those though.
Yeah.
So.
Well, our kids do. Kenzie thinks they're great. No one uses those in real life. Yeah,
exactly. They're fun, and money's fun to play with. And, but yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. Is like, I don't want to say that we're doing anything special, because I don't think we are.
No,
I had a very long conversation today with another rancher in our county, who is actually, unlike a lot of people I've talked to, very much behind what we're doing. And
you mean supportive?
Supportive, yeah. And said, it's good that somebody, it would be a little crude, but somebody has the balls to go forward and put this stuff out there, because there is that whole, we don't want to make anybody mad. We don't want to, upset the cart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he really did commend me on doing this, which is fine. That's great, because we just do what we do. So
yeah, just do what we do.
We do what we do. Hey Matt, why don't you throw up? Can you count how many super chats we got tonight, and we can give away some T-shirts here really quick before we cut everybody loose for the night. We've had Erin's birthday is coming up on Sunday, so you still have time to get a birthday card out if you want to, or send her an email. That'll be even better.
Birthday card, but.
You can send her an email. You can send us an email anytime you'd like. Actually, we take. Sometimes it takes me a while to get back to people, and I know there's people that fall through the cracks, and I really do hate that, because I do.
You're supposed to check your phone.
Oh, okay. Check phone. Matt said check phone. Okay, I got a text message from Matt. Well, you didn't tell me how many we got. Matt. That was my question. How many super chats did we get? And then I was going to narrow it down. But
Matt drew out of his magical hat.
He
right?
did, yes, and he sent me the look at that. Isn't that fancy? We're
Thanks,
like
Matt.
technologically advanced here. All right. Happy
You guys
29th.
ready to
You guys
hear
ready to
who
find out who
wins?
won t-shirts tonight? Now Matt picked these out. So if anybody first of all, go subscribe to Matt's channel because I'm gonna make him
He doesn't
put up
have
a
a
video
channel.
at some point. He has a thing. You can subscribe to anybody, can't you?
I don't know.
I don't know. Go subscribe to
I think
Matt.
it had to be a channel, not just a user.
I don't know.
We don't even know how the
You can
YouTube
find Matt
works.
on Instagram though, and you can find Matt on Facebook, and you can find Matt all over the place. So just look around and give him some hell about this if you're not happy about it. All right, so we have 7 t-shirts to
He
give
just
away.
ruined his poor life, man.
I didn't
mean,
ruin
it's
his
just
poor
like,
life.
now
He
he's-
ruined his life a long time ago. Okay, so anyway, stick around, Jeanette. Don't go anywhere. Stay here, right here. I'm telling you why. We've had 19 entries tonight into our contest. We have 7 t-shirts to give away. Jeanette, you can go now because you got yourself a t-shirt. I'm going to send it to you. If I do name you, what you have to do here is I don't have access to your guys' information because that would just be creepy. You do have to send me an email, and it's rrwyrlife@gmail.com. So if I do name you off here, shoot us off an email, and we will
Get your
get your address and all your information, and we'll send the t-shirts off to you. So our winners tonight are Zully Records, Rancherina, Buff Ranch AB, Christy Dunham, Donham. Is it Dunham or Donham? I can't remember. She told me too because I asked her. Jeanette Waverly, Tim Lask, and Rick and Alicia Stelling. So you guys all have yourself a t-shirt. Just shoot us an email. We'll get your information from you, and we'll be able to send your t-shirts out to you. So that will work. We're going to cut it. We got sick kids and all that kind of stuff. So running
School
along
starts
tonight.
next week.
School does start
So
next
we've
week.
been trying to be good parents and put the kids to bed at school time in preparation for school starting. Kenzie starts on Tuesday, Grace starts on Wednesday, Lincoln starts next week, and important announcement, Lincoln is potty trained.
That didn't take long. Erin is a
Good
potty
job.
training machine.
Good job, Mom and Dad. No
Yeah.
more diapers in our house. Yay!
Mhm.
We should be celebrating that.
That's probably bigger than your birthday, actually. That we have had 7 years of diapers.
7.5.
7.5 years of diapers.
With no breaks.
Yeah. So we are done. Diapers are done. Hopefully. Until I go into them, and then that's a whole different deal. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
the Twitterverse. You can, of course, check out our podcast on Anchor FM. And thank you to everybody for coming out. Thanks for all the super chats. Be sure to, thanks, Matt. I'm not in diapers yet. Be sure to thank your moderators. They're actually here to help you out and help us out as well. But they really do try to keep things on the up and up.
Matt, I'm not doing the baby challenge. We're done.
Matt came up with this baby challenge thing where Erin's going to have another kid. And yeah, that ain't going to happen. So.
I'm too old. Too old. Sorry, 36. Mid-30s. Late 30s. Done.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We really do appreciate all the super chats. You guys are awesome. That is going right into the Hay Fund. I don't even, yeah, it's just amazing that our community that we've built here. Go check out Stony Ridge Farmer. We want him to hit 100,000.
Yes,
I really want to tell him that I helped him do it.
The cat's out of the bag, right? He's going to come in.
Stony Ridge is going to be here visiting our Wyoming Life here in the next. I can't tell you when, but here sometime in September. I think
I've asked you for dates and you can't tell me.
I've got them somewhere in my email. And of course, congratulations to Wes, one lonely farmer, and his wife Teresa. William, born last week, and seems to be doing great. So congratulations to you guys as well. And thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of our winners tonight. Should I run through them again one more time?
Send us an email, guys.
Send us an email. I'm going to read them off one more time. Zully Records, Rancherina, Buff Ranch AB, Christy Dunham, Jeanette Waverly, Tim Lask, Rick and Alicia Stelling. You guys have all got yourselves one of these very fine extra large t-shirts. I don't know how Rick and Alicia are going to wear the same t-shirt though.
I don't know. They're out of our closet. I'm excited.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you again on Sunday. We've got a brand new ranch video coming out for you, and I really hope that you're able to come out and check it out as well. So once again, as always, thank you. Well, first of all, have a great week. And thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.